We're going to outsmart them because they have the greatest minds trying to keep you hooked. But you're smarter than that, and you have free will, and you have choice. Hooked on your phone, it's no accident. In this video, I'll give you some simple strategies to take back control of your time and your life. Those digital platforms that you spend a lot of time on, their one job is to keep you on the platform. They are designed to hook you in. They want your time, they want your focus, and they're making money from you. I would say most of us are addicted to our phones, whether we realize it or not. We've always got them with us. If you were like me, you would fill empty moments of time with scrolling. I'd be walking down the stairs looking at my phone. This is not healthy human behavior. And what we're looking for is connection. What we're looking for is not in that phone. That's why you're never satisfied with your scrolling. It doesn't answer the problem that you want it to. So you're just endlessly scrolling, looking for the next thing. I'd be like, I'll watch 2 more shorts and then I'm turning it off. I'd look at 2 more. Oh, I didn't really like those 2. They don't count. I'll look at a few more. 20, 30 have gone by. I'm still on the phone. Or I'd say, okay, that doesn't work. I'll set a physical time. I'll say at 8 p.m. I'm logging off. But that time would come and I wouldn't even notice it had come. Or I'd look up and I'd go, oh, it's okay. 10 past 8. I'll turn it off. This is an addiction. We're all addicted. It's not probably recognized yet as the problem that it is, but it's a huge problem. And I know for me, it stole so much of my time, of my intention, of my focus, just like dead time in my day where I could have been doing something productive, fulfilling, something that I enjoyed, rather than just lost time. So we're going to fix that. We're going to fix it together. These tips are as much for me as they are for you. So let's go. First of all, we're going to set some boundaries. Now, I've just said that this can be really challenging, and if you're in full-on phone addiction, this may not work, but I think it's the number one step we can take. We're going to designate digital-free times during our day. So that might be from waking up until you've eaten breakfast. Between 6 and 7 p.m, when you get home from work, you greet your family, you have your dinner. And then it might be from 2 hours before bed. And to enforce these, because if you're in full-on addiction, you're not going to be able to do this, actually set limits on your phone. Put in quiet times. Say your apps are not available between certain times, or you could use a physical timer. So you'd set an alarm on your phone. When my alarm goes off, I will stop. Now this relies really heavily on a little bit of willpower. So if you're feeling a bit weak in the willpower department, I'm actually going to say cold turkey. Just remove the distraction from your life. It doesn't have to be permanently. I would say 7 days. You can go without looking at Instagram for 7 days. And at the end of that 7 days, you'll have seen by that point that you can manage without it. But say there's certain people on there that you miss, you have some connections on there that you don't want to lose. I understand that. So then you bring it back with boundaries. I will use it between X and X time and nothing else. And I'll actually put it into like quiet mode between those times. The other thing you can do is to turn off notifications on your phone. There might be some that you need for work, or there might be certain like essential relatives that you need to hear from in the moment. But for majority, turn off notifications. Because what happens is, once you pick up your phone to look at something, I don't know, you've got a WhatsApp notification. Oh, it's a funny video, so you'll just click on that. And the next thing you know, you're in a scroll. We can probably curb a lot of that by actually not engaging with your phone unintentionally, just in the moment. So we're going to put some intentionality around how and when we pick up our phones and what we're going to do with them in that moment. I think a lot of the battle can be won with actually physically distancing yourself from your phone. One of the challenges that comes with this is like removing the scrolling and removing the surfing actually creates this like void time where you kind of feel uncomfortable and you don't know really what to do with yourself, and you're resisting the urge, but you've not got anything else to direct your attention at. So this is where we need to be making intentional choices to fill that time. So things like, if you would actually be scrolling whilst doing, say, brushing your teeth, phone in hand, making your cup of tea, we need to break that cycle. And one way to do this is to actually narrate any activity that you're doing. So really keep it mindful and intentional about what you're doing. So I actually have a video on this, which I'm going to link to up here somewhere, which actually really goes through this process. So if you are interested in that, you can take a look. You literally talk to yourself, and it engages all your senses, and it really keeps you fixed in that moment, especially when you're feeling angsty and you want a distraction. So you're going to turn on the tap. So you can say, I'm turning on the tap. I can hear the water. I touch the water. The water's warm. I pick up my toothbrush. It feels cold. I pick up my toothpaste. I like how I can squeeze it. I give it a squeeze. And you just go through these in your head. You can speak it out loud if you want. But you go through this just to keep your intention on what you're doing. It's going to feel a bit weird and uncomfortable in the beginning. But once you kind of exercise this muscle, you'll find that it just keeps your mind focused and it prevents distractions, and it allows you to be intentional with what you're doing. Another thing I would suggest is, if you decide you want to watch a movie or a series in the evening, absolutely fine. No one's saying you can't do that. But just choose with intention before you turn on your Netflix or your Disney Plus or whatever it is. So go in knowing what you want to watch. We're going to say, do you know what? Tonight I'm going to watch this. We're going to go in, we're going to open it, we're going to do that. And when it's finished, we're going to step away. We want to be intentional with our time and our decisions. We don't want to give over any more of our time, attention into these platforms. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve your time. They've done nothing except trap you in a horrible cycle. We're going to not give them what they want. We're going to outsmart them, because they have the greatest minds trying to keep you hooked. But you're smarter than that, and you have free will, and you have choice, and you know what you want to do with your time, and you're going to take it back, and you're going to exist in the way that you want to. So instead of mindless searching, we're going to pick up a book and we're going to read it. So just to recap, we are going to turn off all non-essential notifications on our phone. We are going to replace picking up our phone with other kind of physical items, anything to keep that phone out of our hands. We're going to set technology-free times within our day. We're going to replace the times that we would normally be hanging out on our technology with intentional activities, be that remaining present in the current moment or choosing an intentional activity to fill that time with. And that might be an actual movie that you've planned to watch, or a book that you're reading, or some craft that you feel like taking on. Could even be going for a walk, getting out and doing a physical activity. And we're going to start this process with a 1-week technology blackout, just to reduce our dependence and get us used to being without, and then we can just bring back the essentials once we're ready and with less of a dependence. If you found any of these tips valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give this video a like, leave a little comment about what it is that you could stop and what you could do instead. I'd love to hear how you're going to spend your technology-free time.